What's up, everybody? Mike here. Um, so things are kind of looking up in the situation front that I was talking about. Um, Remember, always stay focused. Always keep busy. Uh, when you're dealing with your sobriety, make sure you stay busy. Make sure you're in treatment. Make sure you're doing AA. Do something to keep you driven and keep you going forward in your sobriety. All right, and in your recovery. Um, but let me get back to what I was talking about when I left off the very beginning. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up when I was growing up. I was a sports player. I was really big into sports. I loved baseball and football. Played basketball. Um, Basketball wasn't the main choice of mine. It was just a hobby, just like to play it, and I was decent at it. I was like a sixth or seventh man off the bench. So I mean, it wasn't that I sucked at it. I was pretty decent. Um, but my passion was baseball, and that was my number one priority back when I was younger. I was a stellar athlete in baseball. I was one of the best pitchers in the state, one of the best third basemen in the state. Could hit very well, all around good player. But as I was growing up and pitching and stuff like that, I threw hard. I had the fastball, which I think when I was like 13, I was throwing around the 90s. So I mean, I had a pretty good arm. And then at that about that age, about 12, 13, is when I incorporated in like my changeup and then like a slider and a curve. And that curve is what kind of messed up everything for me. It caused me, because I threw a 12-6 curve, which sort of comes up to the top and drops down and curves. And on the pitch, instead of using my natural motion to put rotation on the ball, um, I would, what they call, turn the doorknob when I throw it to put that extra spin on it to get the extra curve and drop. And that was a bad thing. I didn't know that. I wasn't guided in the right direction on that. So what happened was it kind of rubbed all the cartilage out of my elbow. So I have no cartilage in there. I got calcium deposits in there. And so what happened was I threw my arm out and wasn't able to pitch anymore. So I went ahead and tried to go ahead and play third and go along into high school playing, third base and kind of pitching here and there, like relief pitching, closing, and stuff like that. But I didn't let myself heal properly to do that. If I would have sat out like a season, I probably could have done that. Like if I would have sat out my freshman year, I probably could have done that and been able to play sophomore, junior, and senior year. But I didn't. I went ahead and pushed through, and it caused it to get worse. To every time where I threw across the field from third to first, that my arm would pop and go tingling. I couldn't feel it, and so it kind of just took away everything. I had scouts looking at me. I had potential scholarships, to different kinds of schools and stuff like that. And so when I lost all that, it really hit me. It really hit me because at that time I was doing good in school. It was driven me to keep, do good in school so I could play and go on to college and stuff like that because I wanted to be a pro baseball player. So when I lost that, it kind of chipped away at that confidence that I had and that ego that I had that most jocks do have. And so I went ahead and continued to play football. And I was looking at scholarships like JUCO schools and stuff like that here in Oklahoma. And hurt my knee, lost that. So there was my whole hopes of doing any kind of sports, and I thought going to college was not. I wouldn't really focus at that point in school. I am very intelligent. I just kind of, when I lost that, being a teenager, I didn't cope with it very well. I hadn't really developed really good coping skills because of my home life. I'll get more into that too in my home life. And so that really hit me really, really hard and hit me in the heart, and I didn't know how to take it. So instead of pushing forward and trying to focus on school or something else, I said fuck it and turned to smoking weed, hanging out with the wrong people, getting into trouble, doing the worst things that you could think of, and doing went down that path. I went down that path for a while and held on to that pain for a long time about losing, potential. I used to be mad because I watched baseball on TV and be like, man, that could have been me. I could have been out there, and I was holding on to that, and it was destroying me. There's quite a few things that was destroying me, but this was the first one I noticed, and it was destroying me because I held on to that anger, and that anger was consuming me, and so I finally let that go. And that's a lot of things that you're going to find out in recovery is looking back. And this is why I'm doing these videos, because it helps me go back and look and reassess and see the things that I'm holding on to. It teaches me humility because I'm putting it out here for anybody to see. And it helped me go back and look at the things that I've done and how I've done it and what I could have done better, where I didn't, and accept the things that I did, and make the changes where it needs to be, where I need to change at, and that one thing is like my anger and how I handle situations. Instead of saying fuck it, I need to get more driven and fight through. And so it really hit home to me. I mean, this right here, it hits home to me. It's still a little nerve that I've got, and it still does bother me a little bit, but I'm letting that go. And and as I continue to talk and share my story with you guys, um, I'll get more emotional. I'll get more into depth. I'll get more detailed. I will get, I'll, it'll be more and more and more personal. All right, and this is just baby steps into this. Getting this personal, because I'm not used to sharing. Um, it's hard for me to open up and share, and this is another thing that this is teaching me and helping me with. And it's also helping me with coping skills, and it's also helping me with the humility and self reflection and self motivation and self confidence, and that's what this is helping me do. And so that really hit hard for me, really hard when I watched all that. And as an adolescent, you can make one or two decisions. Either push forward in another area and excel, or go off the deep end, or I went off the deep end. And so I'm gonna stop it right there, and I'll pick up about going off on the deep end, and more about that in my next video. But I want you guys to remember, keep focused, stay driven, keep yourself motivated, keep yourself focused, keep yourself busy. You make mistakes, take accountability for that. All right, I'm taking accountability, and it's hard. It can be hard to take accountability for the things that you do and your actions and what you say and how you act. But you've got to do it. All right. If you got kids, teach them accountability. Teach them self confidence. Teach them how to be and cope. Be there for them. All right. And teach them everything they need to know in life, because no one else will. All right. Don't leave them alone like I was to figure out how to do this stuff. All right. I'm 34 years old and I'm figuring it out. And I'm figuring it out now. I mean, you don't want to have your kids do that. All right. So stay motivated, and remember, be known for your recovery, not your addiction. All right. Later, guys.